Hello and welcome to this Cholney High School for Girls EdTech Demonstrator presentation. I'm Nikki Harlock and I'm the school librarian. Today I will be talking to you about how you can use Google Classroom for extracurricular activities as well as class-based learning activities. Google Classroom can be used to organise extracurricular competitions and activities for different groups within school. This may be the whole school, individual year teams, or specific groups of students such as existing clubs or tutor groups. So, why use Google Classroom for your extracurricular activities? It allows you to engage with the students without them having to come to you. Some students don't always want to be seen to be getting involved with different activities. They can also get involved when it suits them. It allows them to manage their time and not have to be somewhere at a specific time, such as lunch or break. This is really good for those students that like to be involved in lots of activities. You can easily track how many students are interested and also then get involved. You can communicate with them in a variety of ways when it's convenient for you, fitting it around your other school responsibilities. It can help with meeting cross-curricular and cultural capital targets that you may have in your development plan by meeting with a range of students on a range of subjects. During lockdown, I organised a reading challenge week. I planned 5 different challenges and gave the students a week to complete them. As you can see from the list, there was a variety of different activities. I released all the challenges at the beginning of the week so the students could plan their own time and do them as they saw fit. Some of them, like the Get Caught Reading Challenge, were really quick and easy to complete. Others were more involved and so would take longer. The activities were designed so that they would have to read different books. For example, the books for the poster activity were all non-fiction. The other activities would allow them more freedom to choose their own books on their own topics, whether they were fiction or non-fiction. Both the posters and the book covers could be created either by hand or on the computer. Those on the computer were uploaded directly, and those created by hand were photographed and so they could still upload their work. This allowed us to cover a range of subjects and topics, allowing the children to become more aware of different cultures and communities. I set up each challenge as an assignment in Google Classroom. This allowed me to include all the instructions they would need, any links or other documents. When you click on each challenge, you can also see the information about how many students are getting involved. The assigned number tells you how many have looked at it, and the turned in number tells you how many have completed the activity already. As I mentioned before, all students in the school were given access to the classroom. You may need to do this over more than one day or have more than one member of staff, as there are limits as to how many students you can add per day. Using the class drive allowed students to submit their work easily. Work can also be tracked by viewing the assignment in the Classwork tab. By using the live stream regularly, I could answer any frequently asked questions and also motivate the students to get involved. They would earn house points for each of the activities that they completed, as well as bonus points for completing all 5. We were also offering library goodie bags for the best entries for each challenge. The private comment box allows you to support individual students as well. They can post questions there that they don't necessarily want everyone else to see, and you can answer them, often allowing you to support those students that might need extra support for whatever reason. Some things to be aware of. Your instructions need to be really clear. You might not have the opportunity to explain or demonstrate the activities like you would in a classroom. This can be especially important if you can't speak face-to-face to your students at the moment, and for those students that have extra support needs. Make sure your students are aware of basic online etiquette and not to use the public comments for their own chat. It's worth reminding them that you can see all their comments. And lastly, be prepared for busy inbox. As they get involved, you will get lots of emails about how excited they are. One of the things I found interesting about using Google Classroom is that it allowed me to get different students involved in different activities. When I set up the library challenge, I was surprised by some of the students who got involved. Over the week, I began to see some interesting trends. Less confident students participate as they don't feel as pressured to compete as much, and they can ask you questions without anybody knowing about it. Some students prefer to do it at home rather than giving up their social time with their friends. Students that read a lot but choose not to use the school library were more likely to get involved. Busy students that participate in lots of extracurricular activities don't need to choose as to which activity they're doing. They can plan their own time and get involved as much as they like. Thank you for watching this presentation. I hope you have found it useful. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to contact me at the email address on the screen. Thank you again.